Everybody, it's Diana with Stamping with Di. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Mimeograph Monday with a Twist. And I'm going to do the March paper pumpkin, and it's called Fluttering Garden. So I just got that. I think I got it last week, but I took last week off. Thank you for letting me do that. I wanted to get all my sales stuff done. And that being said, April the 3rd, I will be boxing up all the sales stuff that's left into mystery boxes and selling them that way. So if there's anything you want in particular that I might have, head on over to my blog. You'll see I keep that list updated. So you can, maybe you'll go, oh, I've been looking for that or whatever. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. So glad that you're here. During the video premiere, I'm in the chat room, so head on over there. That's where I'll be if you want to hang out with me and my friends. If you're watching a replay and you have a question or a comment, just leave it below. Then YouTube will let me know I can reach out to you. So sales stuff. Also, I'm going to be doing my customer selector. So if you are expecting a new catalog from me in the mail, you will have wanted to order at least $50 before tax and shipping since October 2025. That goes back 6 months. I just kind of go 6 months is like a good kind of gauge. If you haven't ordered since then, you're probably not stamping anymore, or you're stamping with another demonstrator, and then you'll get your catalog from them. If you are not sure, just holler at me. But like I said, I will be doing my customer selector tomorrow. I will be getting all the last names figured out today, the 30th, but then on the 31st, I'll be doing my customer selector and finalizing it. If you are local and you're a customer of mine and you want to pick one up, just holler at me. Let's see, I think that's all I had on my little note here to talk about. So let's get started. So close your eyes for a second while I get my camera adjusted, and we are going to do, I'm not sure how many projects today, so let's get started. So here is the Fluttering Garden, and it looks super cute, and it's got hummingbirds, and I love hummingbirds. I think hummingbirds are one of my favorite flowers, or favorite flowers. They're not flowers. They love flowers. Favorite birds. They just seem so sweet. Now, I have seen them like attack each other around the feeder, but they're just so cute. So these are, so it looks like we're doing 3 of 3 different cards. So what I'll do is I'll do one of each, and then I'll do a twist. So we'll be doing a few projects. So we've got some pretty envelopes. Looks like the envelopes are all the same. Then we have our hummingbirds that are going to pop out. And then look at these really neat. Are these all the same? Let's see. It looks like they're all the same texture. Don't they look cool? They look like, I don't know, concrete, or not concrete. They look like canvas. All right, so we have 3 of this, 6 of the same, and then we have some greetings here, and then this one has a little circle. Okay, we have some chipboard. I'll put that off to the side. And then our cute little polka dotted box. I already emptied that out. All right. Now, this one came with, if I'm not mistaken, I think we got a free stamp set this month. I don't think, I think it was a free one. I'm not sure. All right. And then, so we have our little thing to store them in. So I'm just going to do what I usually do. I just fold that in half, and I staple it, and then I will just keep these in the same one, and then I'll just slide them in here when I'm done with them. All right, This also came with some bling and some little dimensionals. So they've got some little gold flecks on them. It also came with a basic gray spot, but you know me, I use my big mama pad. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pieces ready, so I'll speed the camera up while I'm doing that, but I'm just going to pop everything out and just kind of get them, you know, ready to go, and then I'll come back and we'll do them together, okay? All my stuff ready, and I have my little stamp. So I'm thinking that maybe this was the free one, if we got a free one, because sometimes we do get an extra stamp set, because this one we're actually using, this one we don't really use, but it's the little hummingbirds and extra pieces, so I'm just going to assume that's the little extra one. Alright, so I'm just going to really quick with my basic gray, and I'm just going to ink up these and just kind of make sure they're inking up good. I did just refill my pad, so that will also kind of move that ink around a little bit. You can also kind of season your photopolymer stamps with the Versamark as well, but that works too. Alright, so the first one is this one here, and oh, see, when I first saw this, I thought we had to pop that out, but we don't pop it out. It just shows you how you, this way you know like where to stamp the pictures around it, because that circle is there. So very, very smart. All right, so we're gonna stamp this really cute leaf design around. Okay. And then here. Okay. Very cool. And I like using basic gray. I think the Secret Sea would be cute too, because it's dark but it's not black. Alright, so then this is going to get glued right on there, and we're going to use the dimensionals. Okay. So this has a couple of the hummingbirds, and you just pop those out. Okay, so let me see, I'm going to take this off of here. Let's see if this will help me. I'll use the line on my desk. Alright, so I'm grateful for you. And then we have the cute little hummingbirds flying around. Let's see, I want to make sure I'm putting that in the right spot. Because I don't want the dimensional to be too close where it rests on here. So this guy is just going to go there. And then we have this one here. And he's going to go like that. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on the butt and the wing over here. And because the rest of the hummingbird is just going to rest on here. So okay, so they have them kind of angling up. Okie dokie. Alright. And then we have our cute little blings. And they're having us put 5. So there's big bling and a little bling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there might be medium too, now that I'm looking in there. There might be 3 different sizes. Nope, just 2. Okay, so there's the first card. And it's a cute little envelope. Okay. So let's get the second one. So the second one goes vertical as well. And we're using the same leaf, but then we're also using this thingamajig. All right. So we're basically just putting this around in the background. So this. And then this one goes like that. They just kind of nestle up to each other. And then this one, whatever this is, just kind of goes in here. So I should have brought this one down a little bit. Oh, we're also using this. But it wasn't shown on the thing that I could see to use it. All right. This here, and then we have this little leaf here, and that just kind of, I'm like really off on my spacing. That's okay. That is alrighty, because the hummingbirds are gonna cover it. Okay. Then we have this flag. So we have the flag, and then this is going to go on top of that. All right. So this goes on with dimensionals. Okay. So that goes about here. That. Then we have a, which is going to go on there, and it is going to straddle this. So I'm going to put the dimensionals on my card. Kind of tucking them up underneath there a little bit. So they'll kind of hold that flag, but they'll also grab that. Okay. So then we'll put our have a beautiful. Well, we don't have beautiful on there yet, but we will. All right, so have a, and then I have beautiful over here. And then beautiful, which is going to get stuck right on there, and it uses dimensionals too. So just kind of be careful when you put the dimensionals on the beautiful. Okay, you've got some skinny areas, but there's a couple fat little spots that you can put them. All right, so have a beautiful Mother's Day. And then we have this gorgeous hummingbird, and it's just going to sit like that. So I'm just going to leave it sit there for a minute so I can visualize where I need to put my dimensionals. There, and there, and the head. Because the rest of the body will just rest on here. So stinking cute. All right, and then let's get our bling. So again, we're using 5. These are really pretty bling. Depending on how the light hits them, there's like purple and gold, and I don't know if the light's catching, but you can kind of see purple and pretty cool. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is perfect, right? Because the hummingbirds, they are just so colorful. All right, so here's that one. Okay, with its envelope. Okay, so we'll do the last card from the kit, and then I will do my twist. All right, so this one goes horizontal. And this time we're using the grasses, and we're just going to build like a little grass meadow on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the center and work out. See, that's kind of center-ish. And then I'm going to bring my grid sheet over because they have it contained, right? They have it contained within, but I want it to go all the way across. And then your eye will just kind of keep going. So you have like a full meadow on the bottom of the card. Like that. I like that better. So I did change it a tad. All right. And then we have thank you. And then the 3 hummingbirds flying around. All right. So this goes on first. So we can put a ton of dimensionals on here. And it's pretty thick. So we shouldn't have to worry about any of them showing. Okay. So then that goes along the bottom. I love this font. It kind of reminds me of the font I have on my blog. All right, so we have this guy. Just making sure it's okay. So this one's like this. This one's over here. Okay. Just so I'm putting them in the right spot. And I'm kind of putting the dimensionals in the center, so if they overlap any of the thank you, it's not going to be a problem. All right, so this is going to go up here. That. And then this guy, he's kind of flying over here. Now this to me bothers me when something is looking out. So by stamping the flowers all the way, it kind of is like, okay, he's flying out this way, right? But if I'd have kept the flowers in, I would have wanted him to face within the card. So I might, you know, when I do another one, I could always bring him down and switch them, and then these two are like looking in. That's just me. I like things to face each other. All right. And then this guy, he looks like he is gonna land and get something to eat. All right, and then we have our bling again. So we have our 5 blings, and they're just kind of plopped around there as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and its envelope. So that's the 3rd one from the kit. All right, so I got to clean up this mess a little bit, and then we'll get to my twist. Okay, for my twist, I'm going to use an old, I think this was a paper pumpkin kit from I don't know how long ago. But while I was pulling out retired stuff, I came across some of these. So I thought, you know what? I want to make a cute little box. So this is from one of the past paper pumpkins. And it had the little bunnies. So I'm going to pop out just a few of these flowers. And we'll save those for something else. Now, I'm so grateful for you. I cut it with my stylish shapes, so it gave it a little, it made it a tiny little bit smaller. Not tons, just a tiny little bit. And, but it gave me the cute little stitching around it, which I thought looked really adorable. I love stitching on anything. So let's get to our little box. Now this is kind of similar to the little milk box that I made week before last. All right, so I'm just going to fold all along. So if you are not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, definitely give it a shot. You can always suspend it, take a break from it. But when you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can get past refill kits. And now I would not think this one would be there because this one, like I said, was around a while ago. But you can get past ones as long as they're available. All right, so I'm just going to. So hopefully you're not mad. I'm using something that is old, but I just wanted to show you that, you know, you can use so many different things. Like, and you might even have this Paper Pumpkin in your craft supplies. All right, I'm just taking the little circles out. All right, so I folded that one back, and then this one will get folded this way. Okay, and then there's like these things, because I've already got that score on them. So unlike the box that I made from scratch, I didn't put these little score lines last week. I just let it, you know, make these little marks when I put the box together. And some of you may have, if you bought some of my retired stuff, I always stick extra goodies in your box just to kind of fill it up with stuff. And so you may have got some of these in your box. All right. I love hearing from you after you get your retired box of stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, you put this in it, or, you know, look at these extra little things. So, all right, so I'm just going to let that set up, but by gluing it, and then this is kind of how I do all boxes, even when I did that milk one when I'm talking about. So I showed, not last week, but the week before last, I made this from scratch, and basically it's the same idea, just probably, you know, it's taller. Let's see. So it's, you know, it's taller, but that's what I mean by I just folded it and then it kind of makes these lines. So you could do this easy enough. All right, so let me fold the bottom. So I'm going to fold these big guys in first. And then I just pay attention, there's a seam back here, so I want that to be the back. All right, so I'm just going to put some green tip glue. And then I just quickly bring that one in on top. that. And then green tip glue there. And green tip glue there. And then I'm going to flip it. And then I'm going to go like this. So this is just going to kind of make my box, you know, be where it needs to be. So I know that that's nice and square or whatever. And then I can stick my bone folder in there. And just kind of go like this. So that my glue is good in there. All right. And then I want to put a little tie. So I'm just going to use some white twine. And this is just our, we have like a basic, I believe it's called basic. And you get black and white and vanilla and I think there's like a natural. So I just put it on the spool because it looks cute. All right, if you see my cupboards, I have a lot of old antique jars and I put my bling in them. So just like my ribbon, I like it to look cute, so it looks cute on the little bobbin. All right, so we're going to, this is the front. Let's see if I can put that in the hole okay. If not, I have a little handy trick. All right, so that went in okay. Let's see if I can do it coming back. Sometimes you can get it through that first hole, but then it roughs that edge up a little bit and it doesn't go as handy. So let me show you what you can do. So I have, this is a little threader. If you have like a bridge or braces, you can get these at like the drugstore. And I'm just going to put that through the hole like that so it comes through. Then I'm just going to take my twine and put it through there, and then that pulls it through the hole. So handy dandy. All right, so let's tie this in a bow. Tails to go down, and I like to double it up because the twine is thinner, but it just kind of gives it a little more, you know, something having two layers there. All right, let me trim my tail. All right, so now we have our cute little tie. I'm going to get my I'm So Grateful for You, and we're just going to put that on the front of the box. So by cutting it out with the stylish shapes, like I said, it made it a tiny little bit smaller. But I love that it put the little stitching around the edge of it. All right, let me see, get that straight as I can. That looks like about straight. And I'll use my pling. But I want these little guys, because they're small. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to put this one right here. So I'm going to put my dimensionals on the wing. And his body can kind of rest on the circle. So there's that. So I'm so grateful for you. And then I'm going to take one of these little daffodil. I believe it's a daffodil. And I'm just going to put it here so it looks like it's going to go over to the daffodil. And just put that there. Like that. Cute, cute. All right. And then I also want to take this guy and I'm going to put him up here. And I love that these, this hummingbird goes so well with the colors on the box. All right. So put some dimensionals. And then we're just going to have this little hummingbird up on the top of the box, like he's coming over. Maybe he's going to be fighting with the other one for the sugar. Okay. And then on the side, I'm going to put a couple of the little daffodils and the other hummingbird. Now you could decorate all around the box, but I'm just going to do the two sides. And then this guy, that is perfect because he is drinking from the flowers. I don't even know. Maybe daffodils don't even have stuff that they would drink from, but we're just going to pretend. All right, and then we have our little blings. So let's get our bling. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm going to take my Winkostella and we're going to put a little glittery color on our hummingbirds. You can always add a Winkostella to anything, I think. So there is the cute little box. Let's see if the you can see that Winkostella will catch the light just a little bit. But I love that little milk box. And there's that guy. So let me show you the cards that the kit makes. So we have this one. I didn't even fold these, did I? So there's one with the cute little envelopes. And I love how you've got this white that matches that stamp. Then you have this one. Here, have a beautiful Mother's Day. Get that in the mail. And then the third one, which I'm so grateful for you. And the cute little envelope that goes with that. So there's the ones that the kit makes. So 1, 2, and 3. And then here's my fun little twist using an old paper pumpkin. And I think it turned out adorable. All right, so let me say, see you later, alligator. So yeah. So I love using like old kits, right? Because you'll get pieces just like these little boxes. you'll get pieces that, you can't get elsewhere. So, anyways. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. I will see you tomorrow for my Teach Me Tuesdays, and that will be at 3 o'clock, air than a time, same channel. Have a great rest of the evening, and I'll see you then. All right, bye for now.